It's story time. Story time. Let's read it story time. Story time. I'm geeked to story time. Story time. You and me, it's story time. Story time. Well, let's achieve. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Story Time with me, Kayla. How are you doing on this beautiful Wednesday? I hope you're doing well and, of course, making sure to stay safe. Now, before we get into today's story, I want to wish everyone a happy, wonderful first week of school. Officially, all the schools here in Chicago are back, and I really hope everyone has an amazing and super fun year. Now, today we have another special author feature. We are going to take a look at a book from J.A. Sweeney, who has some pretty fun, magical, sparkly powers that's stirring in the pot for us with the book that she has written. So, without further ado, the book we'll be reading tonight is called Lollipop Brigade, The Wish, written and illustrated by J.A. Sweeney. You ready to see what this book is all about? Ready? Set, let's begin. Whoosh. Whoosh. Lollipop Brigade, The Wish, written and illustrated by J.A. Sweeney. Here we go. Look at all the magic around us. This is going to be a great one. Ooh. She signed it. It says, Kayla, with every book that you read, you spread sparkle and joy around the world. We are blessed with Storyteller K. You shine. Thank you for that sweet comment. I greatly appreciate it because every time I read, I really do hope I'm spreading joy and happiness and especially sparkliness around the world. So thank you. These books are dedicated to all my bestest friends who have walked this journey with me, who have believed in me from the very first moment and have cheered me on with each new adventure I've been on and each new character I have met. My cup of hearts overflows with glittery love. Hey, shout out to all of you all. And here's a special message. If you have found these lollipops, know that they will take you to magical places, on magical adventures that only you can imagine. Each lollipop has a power unlike the others. Each one is different and will take you to faraway lands and mystical places. Keep the lollipops safe and locked away. There will be many magical adventures for you and many lands to visit. We hope you enjoy them as much as we did. Your new friends, Jen and Courtney. Ooh, I think this is a special message to the reader, and we may find out who Jen and Courtney is a little later. Let's read to find out. Let's begin. There once was a little girl whose name was Emily. She had the bestest friend ever. Her name was Allie. These are the magical adventures of two best friends and the places that they travel to. Emily woke up in her pink bed beside her pink bear with her pink light still on. She had fallen asleep reading her favorite book. Today was Saturday and there was no school. She and her bestest friend, Allie, had planned to open the pretty box that she had found in the attic above her room. Today was the day. She wondered if Allie was awake yet. She and Allie had walkie-talkies that they used to talk to each other early in the morning and before they fall asleep at night. She hit the button and quietly said her name. Allie, Allie, are you there? Remember that we're going to open the box today. Just then, the doorbell rang, and Emily jumped out of bed, ran downstairs, and threw open the door. It was Allie, and she had been waiting for Emily to call her. I'm here. When are we opening it? When? Now? The girls ran up the stairs, jumping over the lazy dog that was still sleeping. Silly dog, said Emily. Lazy dog, said Allie. She never does anything but sleep. The girls ran into the bedroom and shut the door. They both ran for the bed and fell to the floor, reaching under the bed and then pulling out the pink box. It had a pretty lock on it, and they had found the key taped to the side. They opened the door just to check that her little brother, Christopher, who Allie called Topher, was nowhere around. Seeing that the coast was clear and the dog, Dixie, was still sleeping on the stairs, they closed the door and prepared themselves to open up the box. They grabbed the key and swooped up the box and put them on the bed of pink lace. They both sat with their knees pulled up to their chests and looked at each other with excitement, wondering what was inside the pretty pink box. They put the key in the lock, turned it one time, heard the click, and then the lock opened. What do you think was in the box? They had the key and they put it in the box. What do you think was inside? Life is about creating yourself. Ooh. They both took a deep breath and flipped open the lid. To their surprise, inside the box were lollipops. Lollipops with swirls and some with sparkles and sprinkles. Different colored ones and ones with pretty ribbons. And finally, there was one with so many colors that they couldn't count them all. Emily and Allie sat and wondered what to do, which lollipop to start with, and then wondered who put them in the attic. There must be something special about them. They laid all of the lollipops on the bed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way to 12. 12 lollipops. But wait, there were 2 of each one. Now they wouldn't have to choose. They could each have matching lollies. That meant 6 each. They jumped off the bed, ran to the door again, and checked to see if that silly little brother was still in his room, and that the dog, Dixie, was still sleeping on the stairs. Yup, everything was good. So there were 12 lollipops in total, but 6 different kinds, and they each had their own. Ooh, I wonder what kind of lollipops. Which lollipop would you wanted to eat first? The one with swirls, maybe ones with ribbons. Dream as if you'll live forever. Ooh, I love these little hidden messages. They closed the door and ran back to the bed and sat anxiously and talked about which one to unwrap first. Should they open the sparkly one, the ones with sprinkles, ribbons, or the one with so many colors that it looked like a rainbow? That one, said Emily, pointing to the rainbow-looking lolly. Let's open that one first. They looked in the box just to make sure that there were no more lollipops, but taped under the lid was a pink piece of paper. Do you think it's a letter? Allie said. Maybe it's a letter from the person who hid them in the attic. Ooh, that's a good idea. Look at this beautiful backdrop. Illustration. Do you think the objects that we see in the illustrations have something to do with the lollipops and what's in the box? Let's keep reading to find out. The journey awakens the soul. They carefully took out the piece of paper, opened it, and read what it said. If you have found these lollipops, know that they will take you to magical places, on adventures that only you can imagine. Each lollipop has a power unlike the others. Each one is different and will take you to faraway lands and mystical places. Keep the lollipops safe and locked away. There will be many magical adventures for you and many lands to visit. We hope that you can enjoy them as much as we did. Your new friends, Jen and Courtney. Hey, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? The girls stopped and stared at each other with curiosity. What should we do? Asked Allie. I don't know, said Emily. Ooh. Look at that backdrop. I see some bees. Ooh, but I see some dragonflies and butterflies. I wonder if we're going to learn more about them. Live the life you imagined. And then they thought and they thought and finally said at the same time, let's try this one. So they carefully unwrapped the one with colors like the rainbow. They looked at each other, held hands, and took their first lick. It felt like they were being transported through a kaleidoscope tunnel filled with colors and swirls, and before they knew it, they were sitting on a bright green patch of grass where flowers dripped with sugar and the bright yellow sun was filled with lemon drop sparkles. Ooh, so they landed on the grass, a magical place with grass and some sugary flowers and a lemon drop sky with sparkles all around. Ooh. If you landed there, would you be a little confused? I wonder how they're feeling. They sat for a minute and looked around, taking in all that they were seeing. They looked at the flowers glistening with sugar in the sparkling lemon drop sun. They looked at the bright green grass with the purple butterflies flying low in the orange-colored wind. A mountain of dandelions grew where red dragonflies were circling, trying to catch all of the wishes that children had made. Ooh. Capture life's moments. So when kids make wishes, they come and dragonflies tries to catch them so they can come true. Suddenly, a small red dragonfly flew up beside Allie and landed on the wispy blade of green grass that lay beside her. "Emily," Allie said, "she is looking right at me." The dragonfly turned her head as though she understood and quietly said, "You are new here." "New to where?" Emily asked. "Where are we?" "You are in a magical land where all the creatures large and small fly. And now that you are here, you will fly too." Just then she flew away and yelled back, "My name is Delilah. Follow me, and I will take you around the land." Ooh. They met a dragonfly who can talk. What? This really is a magical place, a special, special place. Possibility begins with imagination. So the girls stood up, put their arms up to the crimson-colored sky, and let the orange-colored wind lift them away, following Delilah and feeling the wind in their hair. As they flew above the bright green grass, looking down at all the cotton candy trees, they noticed that all of the land was as colorful as the lollipop that had brought them there. So colorful that they could not count all of the colors. There were purple butterflies, blue bees, red dragonflies, pink birds, and aqua ladybugs. They followed Delilah over the hills that were lined with chartreuse-colored daffodils, where the red dragonflies had come after counting all the wishes that children had made. Can you imagine being in a special place where all the trees were cotton candy? Ooh! And also blue bees and aqua ladybugs and pink birds. Know in your heart you are loved. It was on this day that they met all of the butterflies, the bees, and more importantly, the special dragonflies that answered all of the children's wishes. The girls knew that Delilah had helped their wishes come true, and that every time they blew a wish from a magical dandelion in their front yard, this is where they came to be answered. So, when you are outside under the sparkling lemon drop sun with the sunflake white dandelions, and you blow your wish, know that Delilah and her red dragonfly friends are catching your wish and sending it back to you. And if you believe with all of the goodness in your heart, all of your wishes will come true. Encourage your hopes, not your fears. Yes! And she left a little activity in the back of the book. Here's a little bit about the author. And before we go sing our goodbyes, our author left a special little piece of dandelion for all of you all to make a wish. So make your wish. And it's gonna fly to Delilah and her dragonflies. The end. Yes, K Crew! I absolutely love reading books that allows us to use our creativity and our imagination. Now, this is actually the first book of 18 books that are to come, and I cannot wait to read every single one of them. Hopefully, I get to read them all to you. Now, I hope you enjoy reading this book as much as I did. To find your copy, make sure to visit the website convenientbooks.com, and you can also find this book on Amazon. And be sure to follow her on social media. A big thank you to J.A. Sweeney for allowing us to use our imaginations and for taking us on a super fun adventure. I cannot wait to read the next ones to my K Crew, for real. I thank you all out there for joining me too, but it's time to sing goodbye. Are you ready? Here we go. Goodbye, 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 my friends. Goodbye to you. I hope to see you again real soon. Be proud of all your work tonight. Now climb into bed and sleep real tight. On the count of 3, let's say goodnight. 1, 2, 3, good night.